Now at 10 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, layoffs announced at UHV. The first happening today. Reporter Darius McCormick has the details.
New details reveal violations after a girl's tragic drowning in a Houston hotel pool.
And a second victim in Friday's fatal bus crash in Bastrop County is identified.
We'll be taking a look at your entire Easter week forecast all the way to Sunday. We'll have that coming up.
And playoff day for many area teams. We had some late game heroics and heartbreaking losses. I'll have all that in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
The University of Houston Victoria faces challenges within its budget as enrollment declines at the university.
25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick found out more about the initial steps of the budget cuts. Adarius, what is going on at UHV?
Well, the university plans to reduce operating costs by almost $4 million in less than 6 months. UHV says the budget cuts could rise up to $7 million by the 2024-2025 school year. One major decision included in the reduction was several faculty members losing their jobs just today. The university's president, Dr. Bob Glenn, says Victoria ISD and Victoria College stepped in to help the faculty affected.
Dr. Jennifer Kent from Victoria College and Dr. Quentin Shepard from Victoria Independent School District have both sent letters to each of the affected employees that list all of their job vacancies at their institutions. So we can't diminish the impact, but we can do everything we can think of to help them move along.
Also included in the reduction, temporary pay cuts, including UHV's president and vice president, job offer freezes, and several more. President Bob Glenn says the goal is to increase student enrollment and retention in the future. Now they have more plans on the way, but these layoffs were the first step. Don, Karina, back to you.
Adarius, thank you. Here's your viewer poll tonight. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to vote. The question is, what do you think led to the budget cuts at UHV? According to our results tonight, it looks like declining enrollment stands at the highest with 69% of the vote. Thank you for voting tonight. Now, Woodrow Wilson Wagner II wants to represent District 3 in the city of Victoria. He discussed his track record of advocacy and desire to give back to his hometown. He says he has a deep connection with the community. Wagner says his primary focus, if elected, is to give first responders more competitive pay to prevent them from leaving Victoria.
We train people here in Victoria. They go to our academies. They are trained and educated. Then they go somewhere else. It'd be nice to have those people say, you know what, Victoria is going to be my home. My wife and my family, we're going to live here.
Wagner says his experience in government will help him find solutions for the city. He'll take on April Butler for the District 3 seat in the May 4th election.
Let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Pettis. I liked it that it was a little chilly this morning.
Yep.
And so now, Mac, we're going to have 2 chilly mornings in a row.
Yes, tomorrow, because we still have that north wind, and that was what made it a little cool, but it was low humidity, it was lots of sunshine, beautiful day. Tomorrow we'll wake up to probably around 50 degrees, maybe 48 in the morning, but we're looking for slowly warming temperatures. In fact, by the time we get to Easter Sunday, we'll be in the mid-80s. We'll be talking about that coming up in just a moment. Back to you.
Mac, thank you. Our authorities are searching for 6 people who went missing after the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore collapsed early this morning. Security video shows the Singaporean flag container ship as it veered off course before crashing into the bridge. Fire authorities reported at least 5 vehicles detected underwater and at least 8 construction workers had been on the bridge at the time of the collapse. 2 have been rescued so far and 1 is in the hospital in serious condition. Just as the ship lost power, crews issued a mayday before the collision, allowing authorities to stop traffic from reaching the bridge. No crew members were hurt.
Vehicle traffic was not the only thing suspended at the time of the bridge's collapse. Shipping traffic was also suspended. Shipping giant Maersk confirmed in a statement the cargo ship, operated and managed by Synergy Group, was chartered to transport its customers' cargo. Authorities have not seen any indication of this being an attack or intentional. The flow of containers to Baltimore can likely be redistributed to bigger ports, but there could be major disruptions in shipping cars, coal, and sugar.
A Houston Health Department investigation at a hotel pool reportedly found multiple violations. This comes after an 8-year-old girl drowned in that hotel pool after going missing last Saturday. Authorities say she was sucked into an apparent malfunctioning pipe. Authorities drained the pool, and a fire department crew needed about 13 hours to recover the girl's body. The hotel said the pool was temporarily closed.
A second victim from the school bus crash in Bastrop County last Friday is identified. DPS reports 33-year-old Ryan Wallace of Bastrop was the driver of the car behind the Hays Consolidated ISD bus in the crash. Wallace was not part of the field trip. Hays Consolidated ISD reports all students on the bus were released from the hospital. One staff member remains hospitalized. The bus driver continues to recover at home. An elementary school pre-K bus was struck by a cement truck that swerved into the bus's lane of traffic.
Criminal charges against Attorney General Ken Paxton will be dismissed. Defense and prosecutors reached a pretrial agreement ending the 9-year-long case. Authorities accuse Paxton of defrauding investors in a Dallas area tech company by not disclosing that he received payment to recruit them. Terms of the agreement include Paxton having to pay restitution of close to $300,000, complete 100 hours of community service, and 15 hours of legal ethics education. Construction is currently underway on a new Uvalde Elementary School. The construction of the unnamed new school is expected to cost at least $51 million. Officials included security packages like 9-foot-tall gates, keyless entry points, and an access road that makes it specifically easier for first responders to get to the school. Tim Miller, executive director of Uvalde, moving forward, says they aim to finish by September of 2025.
We are on track. We are so grateful for S&P to be our contractor. They've been doing great work to keep everybody safe, to keep everything on track, and so far to keep it on budget.
The new elementary will replace Robb Elementary, where 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. Almost 2 years later, loved ones of victims are still seeking accountability from responding law enforcement agencies.
Industry leaders alongside state and local officials met at the Johnson Space Center in Houston with Governor Greg Abbott to discuss space and space exploration. The governor says members of the commission will look to advance the field of space exploration and use those findings to improve life on Earth. The governor also mentioned plans of landing on Mars.
Texas will be the launch pad for Mars. And as we look to the future of space, one thing is clear. Those who reach for the stars do so from the Lone Star State, the great state of Texas.
Governor Abbott also challenged universities across Texas to launch their first space engineering program.
TxDOT recommends a permanent closure of the DuPont Bridge at the Victoria Barge Canal. The closure starts March 29th. Access to property across the canal will require using the alternate route on Levy Road.
Public libraries in the state are using websites and their facilities to address the increasing demand for counseling, housing, and substance abuse services. You can read the Texas Tribune article on our website, crossroadstoday.com. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell so you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. The legal battle over an abortion pill continues in post-Roe America. Coming up on 25 News now at 10, justices hear arguments on access to the medication.
Also ahead, a lawyer for Diddy has put out the first response in the wake of Monday's raids.
Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, accused by Russia of spying, had his pre-trial detention extended by 3 months today to June 30th. He, as well as the paper and the U.S. government, strongly deny the charges. This Friday will mark the first anniversary of Gershkovich's arrest. He has failed in repeated appeals against his detention, which has extended several times. No date has been set for his trial. The fate of the nation's most widely used abortion pill is now in the hands of the Supreme Court. Last year, a Texas district court judge ruled the FDA was wrong to approve mifepristone in 2000, and also when it expanded its use years later. A report by a health institute saw that last year, 63% of terminated pregnancies in the U.S. were performed with this method. A group of former FDA commissioners wrote in a brief that challenging drugs and ideological beliefs could weaken the FDA's authority. A final decision is expected in July. Breast cancer detection just got a powerful new ally.
Yeah, a study suggests that high-resolution breast imaging is making headway in diagnosing breast cancer.
When it comes to battling breast cancer, early detection can make all the difference. A study at the University Health Network detailed the effectiveness of positron emission mammography in detecting breast cancer. Researchers examined 25 women recently diagnosed with breast cancer, and PEM identified the cancer in 24 of them. This finding is significant, especially considering that breast cancer ranks as the second most common cancer among women in the United States. Although traditional methods like mammography are valuable, they may not always be effective for individuals with dense breast tissue. PEM is particularly useful because it's not affected by the density of breast tissue. This study was preliminary and small in scale, yet it suggests that PEM holds promise as an imaging technique for detecting breast cancer. With this Medical Minute, I'm Ike Ajachi.
A lawyer for Sean Diddy Combs called the raids on his Miami and Los Angeles homes a, quote, gross use of military-level force, unquote. It's the first public statement from the Music Mongols team since the raids started Monday as part of an ongoing sex traffic investigation. The criminal investigation is a major escalation in the scrutiny of the highly influential hip-hop producer and executive who has been the defendant in several sexual abuse lawsuits in recent months. The statement says Combs is innocent and will continue to fight to clear his name. Now, an independent presidential candidate, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., has selected his running mate.
He announced his pick now so his campaign can move into the next phase of its ballot access efforts.
During an event in California on Tuesday, independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced his vice presidential running mate.
I wanted someone with a spiritual dimension and compassion and idealism, and above all, a deep love for the United States of America.
He selected Nicole Shanahan, a wealthy 38-year-old attorney and entrepreneur.
We can do this. It's possible.
Shanahan was previously married to Google co-founder Sergey Brin. Prior to this announcement, Kennedy's campaign revealed some of the other names considered. The shortlist included NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers and former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. According to data provided by the campaign, there are 23 states where Kennedy can begin collecting signatures for ballot access petitions, now that he's named a vice presidential nominee.
Our independent run for the presidency is finally going to bring down the Democratic and Republican duopoly.
His decision to challenge President Joe Biden has drawn criticism from Kennedy family members. A handful of them joined the president for a St. Patrick's Day celebration at the White House last week.
Although Kennedy is a long-shot candidate, his campaign could have a big impact on the race by taking support from both former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden in the states where he's able to appear on the ballot. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Next Friday, April 5th, Midcoast Family Services is holding a self-defense class from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Dr. Patty Dodson Public Health Center. It's free and open to the public with no registration required, but space is limited, so you don't want to miss this opportunity. The class will be taught by a 7th degree black belt.
Good evening, everybody. We did have a cool morning today. That north wind kept blowing. We only got up to 72, so it wasn't your imagination. We were below our 77 average, but folks, by the end of the week, we'll be above the average. We'll be into the 80s. We'll be talking about that and take a look at your entire Easter week weather coming up. Well, good evening, everybody. Of course, it's a big holiday weekend for a lot of people. We were taking a look at the entire week. For the short term, you can see how we're clear, absolutely clear skies over our area tonight. And that's going to allow the temperature to get down into the 40s tonight. So it's 56 right now, so we're probably looking at a 47. 48 as a low temperature. Out in West Texas, you see those clouds and those little green spots. Well, they're very light rain, but it is a mid-level cloud cover that's coming through our area tomorrow. So it's not going to be not sunny, but we'll see a few clouds rolling in and out. There's a slim 9% chance that there's a sprinkle associated with. I'm going to say that it's all going to stay north of Austin. As far as temperatures, these are the highs for tomorrow. It's pretty amazing. Looking at a 74 for us, 72 in San Antonio, 67 in the Houston area. So it's going to be a fairly cool day, but slowly but surely our weather maps are changing and we're looking at warming temperatures. Looking at 74 tomorrow, then 78 by Friday and up to 82 on Easter Sunday. So we are headed in the right direction if you're looking for summertime temperatures. Now this is Future Tracker. There you see the little spritzes that are possibly happening. Most of them just sort of stay north of us. So I'm just going to go that if you happen to be traveling north, you might run into that. However, it's not a big thing, certainly not severe weather for us to worry about. The old storm is already racing up the East Coast. You can see it right there. There's that little green stuff that may affect us. Let me see. I think I can do this. Oh, yeah. There's that little green stuff that you see there, but Like I said, I think most of it will stay north of Austin. And then as we go into the next couple of days, we are going to be looking at high pressure rebuilding. And as high pressure rebuilds over the region right here, we're going to see our temperatures start rising a little higher and a little higher. And then we start, shall we say, the winds turn back around. They'll be coming at us from the southeast, so we'll get a sea breeze by the time we get there. Wanted to show you this map. It just came out from the University of Miami, and they're pretty smart guys over there. This blue line, that is the average ocean temperature. Okay, first of all, let's say we got the months, 12 months on the bottom, right? Then we've got heating units up here. This blue line is the average 20 years of ocean temperatures across the entire year. And all these little gray lines are every year of those years. Well, you see this little red line? We started off with a very warm Atlantic, and now here's March 26th, and we are where the temperatures are supposed to be in June. So, what does that mean? That the main development region for hurricanes is now 3 times warmer than normal, and so it is going to be a very interesting tropical storm season. We'll certainly be having it here for you. In fact, I'm going to do my super duper forecast coming up pretty soon, 2 months early. Here's a marine forecast looking for northeast winds that are going to be settling down, and otherwise a little bit of cloud cover and mostly sunny, getting up to about 70 as a high temperature in Cuero. You're getting up to about 68, 70 with a little bit of sun in the afternoon. Things are looking very nice all the way through Good Friday, lots of sun. And Easter Sunday, we're going to call it partly cloudy, high of 82. Should be a beautiful day. That's your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Zach Brown with sports.
The star freshman continues to shine for the Warriors, and it's playoff Tuesday for soccer. I'll have all that coming up in sports. Playoff Soccer Tuesday. The West Boys in action over at Corpus Christi. In just 8 minutes into the ball game, they turn defense into offense. They strike first and lead for the entire first half until about the last minute. They got a little too aggressive on a slide tackle in the penalty box, and it led to a penalty kick. Now, that penalty kick was blocked, but bad luck. It rebounds, and Laredo Martin takes advantage, and it finds the back of the net. In the second half, we're all tied at 1. And just 8 minutes into this half, Martin again with another rebound. They take the lead. The Tigers in the Warriors season, final score 3-1. Now, this picture right here from the Port Lavaca Wave, the Calhoun boys, no surprise here. They are by-district champs, defeating West Columbia Roughnecks by a final score of 7-2. Now, the West girls taking on Palmview in Corpus. We were tied at 1 with only 3 minutes remaining. They get a penalty kick, and Abby Adcock drills it to put the ladies up 2-1. They stiffen up on defense. Mia Fonseca and Sienna sitting down Rodriguez, allowing just the 1 goal. Mia Ramirez scored the other goal for the ladies, who survive and advance to the area round of the postseason. The El Campo girls won a tough one over the Iowa Colony Pioneers. Final score 4-3. They are your by-district champs. We will wait to see who they will get. Now, bad news for the El Campo boys. Their state-ranked boys lost, ending what everyone thought would be a deep postseason run. We also had some baseball here in the city as well. The Warriors throwing freshman Aiden De Leon back on the mound. Now, the Warriors tied at 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Dominic Martinez at the plate with 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. Ball 4 brings in the go-ahead run. That is Bo Woods. Now, the base is still loaded. Next batter is Jason Bernal, who drops down a perfect bunt to score Ethan Guetta, and they add some insurance to make it 4-2. Now, the top of the 7th, they send the freshman Aiden De Leon back out to finish what he started. Grounded to Bo Woods, unassisted to second, on to first for the double play. And a few pitches later, De Leon gets the ground ball to second, on to first. The Warriors win again. They are 3-3 in district play, defeating Gregory Portland 4-2. De Leon, another great outing. Last week, we learned of Bloomington's new football coach, and it came as no surprise. It was an in-house promotion of Lane Chance, who has been a coach for a long time, and he's excited to lead this program and continue to build on the work these guys have done over the last year. He worked with Coach Krause since August of 2022, and he says everything largely the same.
Consistency is probably like the biggest thing, because with the kids, like, I'm always here. Like, I've been here. I started this job with Coach Krause April 4th, 2022, and we've hit the ground running. Since Coach Krause left, I basically told the kids, like, hey, I'm going to continue to coach y'all until they, they make a decision on what they're going to do, and then we'll go from there. Nothing has changed. The kids have been showing up. The attendance is great. The grades in the classroom have gotten better. The attendance in the classroom has gotten better. Overall, I mean, nothing's really changed. The buy-in is there.
All right, well, congrats to the Bloomington program on their new hire. That is it for your sports. Donna Karina, back to you.
Thanks, Zach, and stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10, we're going to take a last look at your weather. Plus, tomorrow is Manatee Appreciation Day. The Bachelorette franchise has named its latest star. Jen Tran will be the show's next lead for its upcoming season. She's the first Asian American to take on the role, fluent in both English and Vietnamese. The 26-year-old most recently appeared on Joey's season of The Bachelor. She's currently studying to become a physician assistant and lives in Miami. The 21st season of The Bachelorette debuts this summer.
A major milestone for the state of Kentucky. The Kentucky Lottery celebrated its 35th birthday today. The lottery has brought a $5 billion investment into the state schools over the years. In 1999, the General Assembly designated all Kentucky Lottery funds to education, including money for the Kentucky Educational Excellence Scholarship and others. During the celebration, Governor Andy Beshear highlighted all he says the Kentucky Lottery has done for that state.
Because of your effort, more people have had dollars going toward their education. Because of your efforts, you've been able to expand into National Guard programs and teacher loan forgiveness. Because of your efforts, Kentucky is a better, more educated place.
A lucky resident could get a real chance to celebrate. Kentucky takes part in the Mega Millions game drawings, which was tonight. Now, earlier tonight, Max showed us a graph from the University of Miami. You know what the University of Miami mascot is?
No, but they got weird colors for their logo.
They're the Hurricanes. So are you saying maybe this could be, that graph could be a connection between the Miami Hurricanes and possibly an active hurricane season, or am I just...
It's a very definite connection, but they also are great at marine science, and they've been observing the temperatures of the surfaces of the oceans for many years. There's a very famous school down there. So it's just that I want you to know what scientists are looking at for the future, and this could be a very active season. And certainly when we get into next month, I'm going to do my super duper forecast.
Super duper.
And I was really good last year. Right. Well, folks, we've got a very nice looking week. Now tomorrow, a few little clouds will drift overhead from the west. Otherwise, beyond that, we're looking lots of sunshine through Friday, Saturday. Easter Sunday is looking really nice, a little bit humid and a little gusty wind out of the southeast, a marine breeze, but we're going to get up into the low 80s by then.
Thank you, Mac. And finally tonight, I know you'll agree with me when I say this. Manatees are beloved creatures. And tomorrow, on Manatee Appreciation Day, we raise awareness about these gentle sea giants. Manatees are nicknamed sea cows because they spend about 8 hours a day grazing on sea grass. They have no natural enemy, but they are a threatened species because of pollution, climate change, and hunting. In Florida, it is illegal to harass, disturb, or play with them. Fun fact, early explorers and sailors thought manatees were mermaids. Boy, were they wrong.
Yeah,
glad they got the maps
they're
better.
not even cute.
Yeah. Oh.
I just want to pet them.
I thought mermaids were supposed to be pretty.
Just because of that, we need to get to a manatee shirt.
A manatee?
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10.
Join Carolina Ostrain, meteorologist Parker Cox, 25 News Now. Sunrise starting at 5 a.m. Good night, everybody.